In this video, we'll learn the different ways to manage invoices in Yocale. Let's first manage invoices from booked appointments on the calendar. From the calendar, you'll open the invoice and there's two ways to generate the invoice here. You can either mark the appointment as done and select Go to the Invoice, or you can click the POS button here. You'll see the invoice items on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side, you can add different items to the invoice. You can search for a service to add under the categories or in the search bar. You can also add your products. Soon you'll be able to add packages and gift cards to your invoice as well. Now, when you click on the Appointments tab, you'll see appointments that haven't been checked out yet. So let's try adding a service to the invoice. You'll drag and drop a blow dry service to the invoice here. You can also edit some line items on the service. Make sure the quantity is correct, and let's add a discount to the service here. For this client, I offered them a 30% discount. You can also edit the tax and the staff that provided the service. Make sure to save your changes. After saving, you'll notice the 30% discount on the blow dry service. You can also make a brief note to the client that's attached to the invoice or have internal notes for your business. On the top of the invoice, you can see the client's invoice history. You can change the invoice date and change the bill to a dependent. If you need to, you can discard the draft, but remember, this can't be undone. Your drafted invoice will also be auto-saved, so you can keep it for as long as you need until you're ready to finalize it. On the bottom left-hand side, you can preview the invoice before finalizing it. Once all of your changes are made, it's time to finalize the invoice. You can click Publish, which will then send it to the client for payment, or you can publish manually. Once the invoice is finalized, it will change the status from draft to outstanding, but the invoice can still be edited as long as it has not been paid yet. Let's try taking a payment. You'll go to the payment, choose the payment type that was used, and process the payment. Once that's completed, you'll click Back to return to the invoice. So here you'll see the finalized invoice. You'll see the payment history on the right-hand side. You can also print the receipt, send the receipt to the client, or issue a refund all on the bottom left-hand side of the page. On the top right side of the page, you can also click Staff Adjustment. And here you can change the staff that was assigned to the service and adjust the tip allocation. If you do need to refund this invoice, you can go back and click Refund on the bottom left. Then you'll click Process Refund. And here you'll have two options. You can reopen the invoice to process a new payment, or click Void if the sale is canceled completely. Now let's try creating a new invoice for a client. You'll go to Clients, select the client from your client list. You'll click Add Invoice on the top right, and here you can create a new invoice. Again, select your location. You could then add some of your products, and remember you can scan them with the barcode reader. Here we'll drag the product to the invoice and adjust the quantity. If you'd like to publish the invoice, you have two options on the bottom left, Publish or Publish and Send. And remember, if you click Publish and send the invoice, then it will become outstanding. As long as the invoice hasn't been paid, you can still edit it from here. If you need to edit the invoice, you can click Edit on the top right. You can print or pay the invoice on the bottom left of the page as well. If you do need to void the invoice, you can click Void on the bottom left, but please note that this cannot be undone. Now, I'll show you where you can access all of your invoices. So there are a couple ways to do this. You can go under the Clients tab and click Invoices. You can then search for a client or an invoice number. You can also filter by the status of the invoice and search for an invoice by the date. We'll click on an invoice, for example, and you can download it as long as it's not a drafted invoice and preview it on the right-hand side. Now let's access an invoice through the client page. You'll go to your client list, select your client, and click on the Invoices tab. Here you'll see all of the invoices for that specific client. We also have new invoicing reports that can be found when you go to your dashboard and click Reports. For example, here you'll see your product sales report, and now you can download them as an Excel or a PDF. For more help, don't hesitate to connect with our support team at support@yocale.com.